This book reveals the single biggest reason most people never get rich, and it's this: your thinking determines your wealth, long before your actions ever do.
Look, success isn't some random accident. It's not about luck. It's the direct result of a specific mental framework. And this is a framework Napoleon Hill spent, get this, 20 years studying. The best part? Anyone can learn and apply it. And that's exactly the framework we're breaking down right now.
So where does this whole philosophy begin? It all starts with one single, powerful seed, desire. And I'm not talking about a wish or a hope. I mean a definite, burning desire. This, right here, is the absolute starting point of any and all achievement.
To see just how powerful this is, let's look at a guy named Edwin C. Barnes. He had nothing, no money, no connections, but what he did have was a burning desire to become the business partner of Thomas Edison. Think about that. Not an employee, a partner. His desire was so intense that he literally hopped a freight train to Edison's office. He shows up looking like a total mess, but Edison saw that fire in his eyes. He gave him a low-level job, and Barnes took it, never losing sight of his real goal. And guess what? He eventually became Edison's partner. That's desire in action.
And that story really highlights a crucial difference, right? It's the difference between a wish and a burning desire. Most people just wish. A wish is passive. It's vague. I'd like to be rich. It has zero power. But a burning desire? That's active. It's specific. It's I will be rich, and this is how. You see the difference? Wishes get you weak results. Desire is the fuel that forces you to take action, even when everything seems impossible.
Okay, so how do you actually cultivate that kind of burning desire? How do you turn a fuzzy wish into a concrete goal that your brain fully accepts as reality? Well, that's where we get into the inner game, the practical steps for programming your own mind. Napoleon Hill lays out a super clear 6-step formula for this. This isn't just some abstract theory, it's a legit, actionable recipe. First, and this is key, you have to fix the exact amount of money you want. Know a lot of money, an actual number. Step 2, figure out exactly what you're going to give in return. Your skills, your ideas, your time, nothing is free. Third, set a hard deadline. A goal without a date is just a daydream, right? Fourth, create a definite plan. And this is huge. Start immediately, even if the plan's not perfect yet. Fifth, write it all down. That simple act makes it feel real. And finally, number 6, read that statement out loud twice a day, once when you wake up and once before you go to sleep.
Now, that last step, reading your statement aloud, that's not just some cheesy reminder. It's a powerful psychological tool called autosuggestion. See, when you repeat your goal and you do it with real emotion and belief, you're basically planting it directly into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious? It doesn't argue. It just accepts what it's fed over and over again. So over time, it starts to accept your goal as an inevitable reality and begins to guide your actions and thoughts to make it happen without you even realizing it.
All right, so we've covered the inner game. Your mind is being programmed, your desire is fixed. Now we have to move to the outer game, because thinking is not enough. You have to translate all that mental work into actual, real-world doing.
And there are 3 core principles that govern successful action. First up, organized planning. You need a plan, and you need to start right away. Second is decisiveness. Successful people, they make decisions quickly and they stick to them. Failures, they're slow to decide and quick to change their minds. And third, persistence. This is the big one, folks. You have to see setbacks as just temporary defeats, as feedback, not as a sign to give up.
Henry Ford is the perfect example of this in action. He had this unshakable desire to build a car that everyone could afford. His engineers told him, nope, that engine design is impossible. Did he waver? Not for a second. His desire was absolute, his decision was firm, and his persistence was just relentless. He kept demanding results until his team finally achieved the impossible. That's how the inner game of desire fuels the outer game of just not quitting.
But even with a burning desire and a solid plan, there are these internal enemies that can totally sabotage everything. Hill calls them ghosts. And they're basically these deep-seated fears that paralyze us and stop us from taking the actions we know we should.
And he identified the 6 big ones that hold most of us back. You've got the fear of poverty, which he called the most destructive of all. The fear of criticism, which just kills new ideas before they even get started. And then the fears of ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. All of these negative states of mind, they just create doubt and indecision. You have to consciously master these fears because let me tell you, if you don't, they will absolutely master you.
So, you've got your desire. You've got a plan. You have a strategy for conquering your fears. The final piece of the puzzle, the thing that can accelerate your success like nothing else, is what Hill calls the mastermind.
So what is a mastermind? Hill called it the third mind. His argument was that when two or more people work together in perfect harmony for a common goal, a new, invisible intelligence is created, one that's way greater than the sum of its parts. Look, nobody achieves massive success all by themselves. A mastermind alliance lets you tap into the experience, the knowledge, and the energy of other people to get where you're going faster.
Just look at Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest men in history. He openly admitted he knew next to nothing about the technical process of making steel. So what was his genius? It was forming a mastermind of experts who did know. He organized their specialized knowledge, and with it, he built an empire. This proves you don't have to be the expert in everything, you just have to coordinate the experts.
And that's the framework. Simple, right? It starts with desire, you program it into your mind, you turn it into a plan, execute with absolute persistence, and then you amplify it all with a mastermind. But here's the thing, all this knowledge is totally useless until you apply it. So the real question for you is, what one burning desire are you going to commit to starting today?